Good morning. It's Monday, June 27th, 2022. My name is Terry Morgan, and I'm still getting set up today. There we go. It's still June 27th, and it's still Monday, and my name is still Terry Morgan. We're here to practice Xingyi. I have technical difficulties again this morning. The system that I use to monitor what I'm doing, so I have, you don't see it, but in front of me I have a camera with and system to handle the live stream. Okay, so camera, computer, all little goodies to capture the live stream and then send it out. And then I have another one over here that looks at what's being sent out, so your point of view. And that's how I can see whether or not I have what it's telling me about the connection and whether or not it's working at all. And I'm running this on two different machines, and one of them is an older machine, and I put a really good video card in it. It's a really good video card. It's not happy. There's been a bunch of different issues, and I'm not sure entirely how to solve it. It's a deep in the hardware thing that I really am just, yeah. Anyway, that's why I'm late this morning. So, we have today, tomorrow, and Wednesday Xingyi. I'll be reviewing what we've covered, 12 animals. I'm not going to review everything. We will do Santibo, and we will practice a little bit from the 12 animals. We're also going to pay attention to a couple of the individual animals so that there's some opportunity to practice separately from what we're doing in the connecting form. The Alright, the other announcement that I'm going to make is that I have, and it's going out today, I said it would probably be Monday, it is Monday, it's a new publication. It's going to try and tie together some of the things that I'm doing here in this class, and it will most assuredly tie in with everything that I'm doing here. So, I have some pictures that I need to take. I was going to do it yesterday, it didn't happen. I'm going to take them after class this morning. Once those pictures are done, a newsletter goes out today. I said last week it's going today. Now, it's a little bit more than what I intended originally. I think that's going to make anybody that wants to read about what I'm doing here in the arts very happy. There's actually quite a bit more than what I intended. But it's not a bad thing, and I've looked at it, and if I look at the material that I have and what I've included and what I still intend to pay attention to and still intend to include, we're good for a couple of years. If I was going to publish every other month, it looks like every month, and yeah, I'm good for a couple of years. So, I'm hoping this is good news for those folks who are trying to learn more. They're trying to get a better understanding of what it is I'm talking about, especially when I start talking about the internal aspects and paying attention to the flow of qi, paying attention to how we use the breath, these kinds of things that are not necessarily common. They're depends on where you are. They could be common. Okay? If you're studying, when I was studying in China, there was nobody that didn't talk about, and I'm going to say that a different way in a minute. There was nobody that didn't talk about qi and how the breath works and the lower dantian and the qi hai and all of the various points and things that we pay attention to in this class. Everybody talk about this. That was the other way of saying it. The difference is part culture and part language. Okay? There are some things that we say or would say, could say in Chinese that don't have a good English translation and don't make any sense. So, and this is the other part of the newsletter that is going to be a good thing. Some of the long-winded explanations that I have tended to give here, I just put in the newsletter. All right. Basic stretch. Feet about shoulder width apart. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers, open the arms. Drop the tailbone, pull up through the center. Drop the shoulders. Pull up through the crown of the head. And circle to the front. And back around to both sides. Up along the center line. Reach out. Bend the knees. Open the hips. Keep the feet well placed. Pull up through the lower leg. Bend the knee. Fingertips stretch up. One more time. Reach out. Keep the shoulders down. And roll up. Stretch up. Elbows drop down. Fingertips. Hands return to your sides. All right. Now, I have mentioned that I am going to change this a little bit. Next week, we do this outward circle. We just finished. Next, we're going to do an inward circle. Okay? Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Fingertips stretch up. The elbows drop down. Wrists, fingertips. Follow your fingertips down. Roll down. Hands keep going. And they're not just hanging there. And stretch out. Extend through the back. Arch the back just a little bit. Elbows drop down. And we do it again. Roll down. Bend the knees. Bend through the hips. Stretch out across the legs. Arch through the back as you come up. And do one more time. Hold through the hips. Extend through the back. Elbows drop down. Wrists, fingertips stay upright. Hands return to your sides. Keep shoulders down. All right. Side to side as well. Not today. All right. These stretches I learned originally from Hong Wei Lun. way back, going back to the beginning when I very first started learning Tai Chi. I'd learned a little bit before, but I hadn't worked with it. I left it alone. I studied dance, and then I started Tai Chi in 1984. Yeah, I go back. I actually 83, but yeah, it's a little fuzzy. That was I don't know. That was really Tai Chi. I studied something, and what I learned from Huang Wei Lun is authentic, and I kept it. So these sets are part of the sets that he taught at the beginning of class as warm-up sets, as well as strengthening and Qigong sets. This circle works the large heavenly circle, as well as getting the body warmed up. The side-to-side stretches, I'm going to include those. I'm trying to say two things at the same time. I'm going to include those for a couple of reasons. One is that we need better flexibility through the waist and the hips for Bagua. 2, opening the body to enable the movements that we want to be able to do gives us a whole other range of movement that I used to have. I'd like to have back. I would, and you may have not had that range of movement and would like to have it. All right, that's part of the goal. So Bagua requires a lot of turning, right? We want to condition the body. We want to warm up so that we can do that. The same kinds of things that we do with our stepping methods, basic stepping methods, our basic hand forms, all of these fundamentals we practice over and over and over again. And then we put them into something else. Okay? I was going to say more, but I'm going to just say the short form. The skip from beginner to advanced doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. The more you practice, the better your practice, and the better your practice means the better you understand what you're doing. The more you understand what's in that form. What does the form itself give you? What's the underlying nature of the form? Where does it come from? Why do we do this instead of that? What does this do compared to that? How do we analyze the form? Multiple levels of analysis: physics, kinesiology, science of movement, how we move, the physics, the dynamic of movement, how we store and release that energy, and how that travels, the path that we travel. All of that makes a difference in how we move. If we know, I'm going this way and I have this understanding of this movement, and I know how to use these muscles in this part of my body to execute this movement, I can do it reasonably well. If I don't know all of that, I'm relying on instinct. I'm relying on the teacher to somebody tell me, right? If you're 5 or 6 years old, it's okay. You can rely on somebody else to tell you. If you're not, you need to understand it. You need to learn it. And the 5 or 6 year old, knows a lot more than we give him credit for most of the time. All right. So, Santi Bull, left foot back, right foot front. Ready? 45 seconds. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Sing. Right foot back, left foot front. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Sink and come on up. All right, relax. Being able to hit the mark, know where you're going, right now, here, go there. That skill is one that I've talked about a lot through this series, and one that I hope you can take away. That ability to, I know what I'm doing, I know where I'm supposed to go, I know where I'm going, I'm there. Laundry list, there. Alright? That skill, we want that skill. At the beginning of Xingyi 12 Animals, we're here, we're on 45, right? Salute, open, close to lower Tantian, open to P-Chuan, step in, step through, turn around, right? This the opening. It's also the ending. Right? We've turned around. Step through. Okay? Instead of stepping up, Bong Chuan, we step back and close. That connection, beginning, returning to the beginning, is something that is present, and I'm repeating this, but it's something that is present in all of the forms that I practice. And most all of the traditional forms that I've seen have in their practice. Now, you get choreography for tournaments and stage presentations and things, but the traditional practice, the form returns to where it was. You go back to the beginning. That can be entirely literal, in that I should, if I started here, when I step back, I should be in the same place. That is literal in our Wudang Tai Chi and in Yang style Tai Chi. We may make some adjustments here, but we are very much returning in movement to exactly what we did at the beginning. All right, let's do this one more time. The beginning. All right, just I'm gonna start over here. On 45. Stand straight. Relax the breath. Step out. 1, 2, 3, close. Each one. Step in. Step in again. Turn around. Come up. And punch. That series asks us to pay attention to several things that are fundamental to Xingyi practice. Here, one, two, 3, 4. There's clarity. It's not wiggle wobble. it's not. 1, 2, 3, 4. This pulls in to the lower dantian and down as we sink. Pull in and down. Back stays straight. Right? Knees bend. That pull into the center as we begin gives us where everything comes from through the whole form. If this is not correct, breathe. If I start out off, if I start out unrooted, not rooted, that's rooted. I didn't wiggle. If I move more quickly, it looks a little bit like that, but it's not. Moving more quickly doesn't mean you let go of what needs to be there, particularly for Xingyi. Because we want to pay attention to each of the movements and the effort that we need for each one. Right? I'm here. This foot's already set. This comes out. The turn here starts here at the waist, connects to this foot, and extends through the arm to the hand. Where my hand is. This going across? Okay. Slice. This idea, as we come out, as we step out, shouldn't be up here. We want this level for the hands. The waist is here. Here's the ribs, hips, here's the waist. Turn, turn, turn. Hips turn, drive. Set the foot and go. That turn, that ability, that sense of placement and where you are in space makes all the difference in how well or not your movement is connected. All right. The series that we just did here, beginning and end. What I'm going to do now, what we're going to do now, is pay attention to a couple of the moves that we have, so there's an opportunity to practice them individually. All right, and I'm going to I just pulled out my favorites. Horse is going to be one of them. All right, in the beginning of our Xingyi 12 Animals form, we have horse. That's an alligator. More that waist thing. All right? Horse. Horse. This same thing I was talking about here. Set the foot, go. Same idea. With the horse, we get a couple of things that we don't have in all of our moves. Some. First one is that we've got a 6-4 stance. 6 back here, 4 up here. Normally we're take this forward. Excuse me. I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna take that all back. 6 here, 4 here. Right? Normally it'd be 4 here, 6 back here. So 40% of the weight here, 60% here. For horse, we're going to change that. Push forward. 60 here, 40 here. Notice all what I did. That was it. I'm here. 40. 60. 60. 40. 1, 2. That's it. It's not, it's small change. If we're paying attention to what else happens with that, the front foot has to set down more, sink more through the heel. This is a stance that is common in Tai Chi. In Tai Chi, we would normally have 60 on the front and 40 to the back. And a push, but 40 back here, 60 here. In Xingyi, we keep 60 to the back, 40 to the front. This move, shift it forward just a bit, not a lot, just a bit. The hand movement, I've covered this as we were going through the form. I'm going to repeat it again. Both palms up, turn over, change the fists and come out. Up and through. Okay, this, let me slow this down again. Look where my left hand is. All right? If it's here, I'll hit myself. I don't want to hit myself. I don't. It's here. Hi, how are you? As this hand comes out, grab and turn. Elbow, shoulder, elbow, arm. This is solid. This is not soft. It's not. And the strength for me, for this, comes from here. If I don't set my hip, all I have is my arm and my shoulder. My upper body is not that strong. Talked about that before. The idea that in general, women do not have strong upper body. Men do. It's the way they're built. That's the nature of humans. That's the way we're built. Okay. Men have stronger upper body, women have stronger lower body. Women have hips. Right. In ballet, this is one of the reasons that men jump and women turn. We can turn better than men can. That lower center of gravity. Now, doesn't mean that obviously that's not true for everybody. Everybody has a different body type. Everybody has a different way of moving and carrying their own weight. We do. That sense of pulling it up, we need that in the skill to open the hips. If we don't pull up through the upper body, if we don't sustain the upper body through the shoulders and ribs and the back, bending through the hips, going up and down is difficult and at a certain point becomes impossible. You can't do it. You have to pull up. This all has to pull up. But I want to go down. Yes, this pulls up and in, and that enables the joint to open and strengthens the holding around that joint so that you can go up and down, so that you've got better range of movement in that joint. This is what I was talking about with Bagua. We're going to need it. This sense of where my arm comes and where the strength for this comes from. If I was male, I would apply much more of my shoulder and my chest, front and back, to this move. I'd still need to be using my hips. It's just, you don't get to not use the hips, okay? But if you've got more upper body strength, use it. Yes, use it. Don't forget that you have to still be connected, that whole body idea is still behind this move. If you only use physical force, if you only use physical strength, what you can do depends on how strong your body is, how physically strong you are. If you combine that with the dynamic of the movement and with the intent and the internal strength that we build up for Xingyi, this nagel that we work on, there's quite a bit more behind what to do there. Okay? Knowing your own body type, knowing your limits, your advantages, and your limitations, how you do the move doesn't really change. What you do in the movement changes. That emphasis, let me show you. Horse to both sides. I'm going to come to the camera and I'm going to emphasize my shoulders. All right? Emphasis on upper body. All right? Emphasis on using my whole body with a focus on generating what I'm going to do from the lower dantian, from the hip. Different? It is. Alright, this difference is part of what we want to work for. Right? If I'm only using this part, the upper body, I'm only using my shoulders, I can still do the move, the outer appearance. Xing, in Xingyi, Xing is the outer appearance, the form. Yi, mind, intent, the outer form is going to look the same, pretty much. The effort, the emphasis, and the way that my body can carry the strength that I'm using all vary according to who I am and what I'm doing that day. Okay? This difference between what do I have and what can I bring to this movement? What do I have? Right? What I have is not the same as I'm 6'3" male. It's not. That we're practical. Martial arts are incredibly practical. We have to be, right? It's different. That's what. That sense of what do I have? What can I do with it? Pay attention to that right now. Horse. And we're going to walk through it a couple of times. And just what I just did. I'm going to turn around and we're going to walk through it. Nice and easy. Pay attention to what you have that you can bring to this move. Is it your legs? Is it your hips? Is it your shoulders? Is it the centering that you feel comfortable with? What are the elements that you have right now, that you can bring to doing this movement? Horse. Just nice and easy to both sides. And we're going to step back and go to the other side and just keep going. Ready, and turn a little bit to the right side. We're going to step out to the right, both hands up, shift left, come out to the right, and step back, up on the left, out on the left, step back, up, out, step back, pull the hands in and turn over to come out. Pull into the lower dantian and then come up and out. Couple more. Where's the left fist? Where's the right fist, right? Left fist. Which one is under? Should be under, not at. And two more. Last one. Come back to center. All right, this nice and easy. Up from underneath, go out to the other side. Up from underneath, go out to the other side. Slow it way down. Right? Nice and easy. That one. Which one are we doing? The first one, nice and easy, let's go slow. This gives us a sense of how we travel. It gives us time. I can think about, I got plenty of time to think about this. Where am I going? What am I doing? Right? If we practice that, I got plenty of time. All right, here's what, okay, there we go. All right, and this other side, Ed, here we go. Now I have time to understand the direction. I can understand how the movement works. I understand what my body is going to do with each side. When I move from one side to what am I doing here? What am I doing over here? Not only what am I thinking about, what the movement is, but what am I physically doing? Where's my body weight? Where's my body center? Is my timing correct? Right? I'm here. Yes? No. Yes. No. My hands went first and my foot stepped later. No. It all goes together. Right? If I'm moving quickly, some of that might get hidden, lost, blurred by the camera, right? That how quickly we move with how much strength comes from knowing what we're doing, how to do it, where we're going to end up, and how to not only drive the movement, but stop it. If you keep driving, I'm going to keep going this way. No, I want to stop here. What do I need to do? What do I need to do to stop? How much effort? What do I need to do to stop? That is as important, if not more so, than some of what we're doing. All right, let's let's connect stepping method with horse. So we had just now, I'm here, pull the foot back, right? This is a very good stationary practice. You want to develop some skills while you're watching TV. Yep, there we go. Just whatever you happen to be doing, probably not a good thing to practice in like public places where other people would be watching, unless you're in a park or something, and then go for it. The stepping method that we have, the same as what I just showed. Follows the hand method. So, step here, step, out to the other side. On the 45, so we're traveling a straight line, but each move is to the 45. So I'm here. Right? The back foot can pull into close just a little bit, not much. Excuse me. Depends on how fast we're traveling. All right, so we're just the feet. Go this way. I'm going to step out. 45. Back foot comes up. Circle. There's a circle there. To step out here. on the 45. So my straight line is here. I'm going to go here. This metric, if I move my feet, straight line here, I'm going this way, right? This is my stance. Have we seen this before? I think so. Yes, we have. The idea behind, right? I'm stepping to the 45, but this basic stance, my foot position, my general body position, and the way that I'm moving, straight line. My direction of movement here looks like that. Straight line. I'm going this way. If you're looking at it along the angle that we're working, this is a straight line, I go to the 45, I'm coming to the 45. It looks different, doesn't it? When we're in the same room or the same place and you can see the 3 dimensions, this is one of the kinds of things that would be more readily apparent. Okay? In order for it to be noticeable, right, I need to call this out because it's not this step. It's not this, right? See there's too much space between my feet. It's here. The difference is here. You see me step to the angle. Pay attention to that idea. We'll go back and forth a couple of times. Not too hard, but with a little bit of effort. All right? And I'm going to start over here. And then we'll turn around a couple of times. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. And start to the right side. Face front. Straight line. And turn a little bit to the right. Both hands up. Sink into the left leg. Step out with the right on the 45. Come up with the left. And step out. Come up. Step out. On the right. Step to the left. And go to the right. One more time. Stand straight. Up on the right. Step out to the right. Pull in. Step out to the left. Up on the left and to the right. Turn and turn. And again. All right, turn around. Left side. And the right. And the left. Right. And the left. Turn around. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Turn around to the left. One. And again. Keep going. Turn around. Keep going. Keep going. Don't stop. And one more time. Keep going. And again. Back to where we were. Turn around. And close. Salute. All right. If your shoulders do not feel that, you are not practicing. Your hips should feel it, and your waist should feel it too. All right? This effort, as we extend, if there was a heavy bag here, it would move. And it would come back and hit me. It would. It would. I can move it out of the way. It will come back and hit me. Right? I have to be able to take that. My stance has to be solid enough that when that bag comes back at me, I don't fall over. Now, we don't think about that, what happens if, or what happens when, right? I'm going to hit the heavy bag. What happens when I hit it? That's 200 pounds-ish, give or take. 250, depends. If my opponent is there, what might my opponent do? What are the opportunities here? All right, so how much force? If this comes into right place, then my opponent's going to do this and not be able to breathe for a minute, a couple seconds, right? It's not comfortable, all right? Now, if my opponent happens to be that 6'3" male who's got a six-pack and has been working out, this is going to not be effective. It's not. He's going to look at me and laugh. You thought that would hurt me? Yeah, right. No, it won't. Paying attention to what you can do, understanding the situation, understanding the circumstance, understanding what the opportunities are and what they are not. All right? I don't care how strong I am, this is not going to be effective against that fictional person. It's not going to happen. There might be other things I could do, but not this. This one might help. That could be helpful. This one's not going to do much. It's not. Elbow maybe. Right? Knowing that. What am I going to do? Well, I'm probably not going to choose this move. All right? That instinct to what am I going to do in this situation, in this condition, under these circumstances, isn't rote learning. It isn't I can practice this and I can practice that. It's knowing what you can do, knowing your range of movement, knowing how you approach situation, and then trusting your instincts. You've been practicing whatever those instincts are, trusting your instincts that, yeah, this ain't going to work, I'm going to do something else. Isn't a thought. It just is. That's how you respond. All right? That's one of the goals of practice, that level that instinctively I know what I can and can't do. not only for myself, but in what circumstances might I succeed, and what's the likelihood that I'll fail? That's something that we pay attention to and practice. We develop that skill, we develop that recognition. And then in the best of times, we don't ever have to use it. All right, in regular practice, here, paying attention to where I arrive, how I turn, elbow, shoulder. This is working. It's not passive. It's not passive. Right? Fist tightens as the arm comes out. This comes under, not at, not over. It's under. Hi, how are you? Right? Both fists go to the same place. Right? That combination connects through the hip and through the foot. If the foot is not well placed, the hip can't turn. The hip can't turn. Foot, knee, hip, ribs, shoulder, arms, right? That extension out. If the foot's not well placed, that can't happen. It won't happen. Paying attention to all the small things. This is why we're reviewing today and what we're paying attention to now. Paying attention to all these small things, including my cat who would like to go out, it gives us the foundation for everything else. If we miss, if we're not paying attention to what does my knee do, right? What does my hip do? What does my foot do? If I don't pay attention to, I can't set my foot, use my knee, or use my hip. I want to be able to use all of it, right? As we work on each of the moves, each part of practice, whatever we're doing. In this case, horse, we'll pay attention to tiger tomorrow. That foundation gives us a way to analyze and improve what we're doing in that one movement. When that one movement improves, everything else improves along with it. It's part of how we develop. So we develop skills in one. There's some of those skills that carry over to everything else. So the idea that I need to work on all of this, no. Work on one. Develop your skill with that. And the side effect is that everything else will improve too. All right. Connections back, yay, this is a good thing. I'm done for today. I'll be back tomorrow with more Xingyi, more of this review as we finish up Xingyi. I have Thursday and Friday, Wudang Qigong. I have mentioned, and I'm going to say this again, that it's going to happen today. Today, I said it's going to happen today, it's going to happen today. I have the newsletter that I was talking about with some general information along with some details on Qigong practice. Going out later today. And I'm really happy about that. So, something to look forward to. I'll talk more about it a little bit tomorrow, maybe a little show and tell, I don't know. And tomorrow, more Xingyi. We're going to review tiger, will be the individual animal, and Thursday and Friday, Qigong. Beginning next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday will be Bagua. Thursday and Friday remain Qigong. I hope you'll join me. Thank you.